Oh God, the hair. It's really something. I know this isn't a drunk Disney episode, but I feel like I have to drink for it because Lindsay would if she were here. But poor Michaela's sick.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good. It's not a vibe. I wanted tea, but I don't have tea, and that makes me sad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought I had tea. So when I just ran to Walgreens, I've been popping Zicam. Like, it's the best thing ever. Which actually doesn't taste too bad. Do you take Zicam?
Yeah, I do.
You think you're starting? It tastes like pretty good.
Yeah,
actually.
it's not bad.
Because I'm trying to combat this shit right at the start. I think it's just like now that I've been going, like that I've seen some people and like going back out, without masks, my body is like, you haven't given us any germs in months.
For sure.
Now you're just out by people.
Yeah, when you texted me and said that you were feeling sick, I immediately started feeling sick, and I was like, we probably caught a cold of some kind last weekend. Yeah, and quick pre-show content, Handmaid's Tale, she's wrapped up. She had her season finale the other day, and yeah, only 10 episodes this season, and it was great. I think they left it open-ended, lots of questions going into next season. I'm looking forward to the next season whenever it comes out, probably a year from now. But can I spoil something?
Yeah, go for it.
Spoiler alert, Fred is dead.
Fred.
The commander. They killed his ass.
Wow.
June got that man. She got her revenge, and it was
She killed him?
Yeah, she and a bunch of other former handmaids beat the shit out of him.
Good.
And literally ripped his head off.
That's a good
And then
ending.
they hung him on a wall in Gilead.
That's how they hang the people. Oh, that's a good death.
Yeah.
That's a really good death.
It was very satisfying. Very satisfying. June just switcheroo, and it was great. Hello, friend.
Sir. Oh, I realized this. Oh, no, we don't start this yet.
Yeah. So that's really all for me. Do you have any pre-show content?
For any reality TV fans, I've been catching up on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because New York is my ride or die. I love New York. But I used to watch Beverly Hills a lot, so I've been getting caught up on seasons 9 and 10 that are both on Hulu. And I'm in season 10 now, and Kyle just is not the moment. None of them are the moment. Teddy is not it. You trying to have a little drinky? But you know who is the moment? Denise Richards. Granted, I'm only on episode 5, but all these women right now are coming at her for getting mad that they were all talking about threesomes in front of her 14-year-old daughter, and Denise was like, can we not do that? And they're like, but you're so open about everything. And one of them said it's she, I'm shocked she hasn't even had one yet. And I'm like, she's fucking 14. That's 8th grade. It was just, all the women suck.
That's horrible.
Yeah, but anyway, except for Garcelle and basically Denise, and that's about it. I don't like any of them else, so. Anyways, if anyone likes Real Housewives, that's it.
Ready to recall?
Ready to go. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Buckle up,
because it's gonna be a long ride.
It's gonna be a wild ride.
No one cares, but we're gonna tell you anyways.
This is Popcorn Chats.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Popcorn Chats. I'm McKay.
And I'm Katie.
And this week we have a not an impromptu episode because this has been planned, but a very improv episode because Katie and I have not a single written note. But it's what Lindsay would want.
This is what's funny to me too, is we're tragic now, but just wait. And it just keeps getting more tragic. But what's hilarious to me is that the pod is more successful the more tragic we are.
Yeah.
So I think that says a lot more about you guys than it does about us.
Do you remember I used to make fact sheets for the movies that we were watching and the TV shows, and I would have cast lists and character lists and
and I saw a memory on my Facebook of this really awesome promo that we made for the coming of age.
That was a great promo
episode. We used to do so much, and now we're just you want to record?
Some of these, to be fair, what are we really going to do for promos? You know, kind of with the drunk Disney ones, it's kind of are we really going to make a promo?
Yeah.
But the coming of age one, we could have maybe done one for Lindsay. I liked the
Cheetah Girls promo.
That was a good one.
I want to be a cheetah.
Because I do want to be a cheetah.
But yeah, we don't really have notes written down, but I feel like I don't need them for this episode because we're doing a Lindsay Lohan career breakdown, if you don't know by the title of this episode. She was a big part of my life. I wouldn't say she's my life now, but Freaky Friday is my life. Yeah, we're just going to talk about her and her career and just everything that went down.
It'll be a fun time.
Totally.
Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can see the rebrand that we have on our appearance. We've been rocking sunglasses the past few episodes, but, I think this is going to be a permanent stay.
Yep, I think it's the new vibe. Again, like when the sunglasses came on, so did the pod listens.
Yeah.
So I think this is just follow the vibe.
Yeah. I feel like for our check-in this week, we should talk about, if you don't follow us on TikTok, go follow us on TikTok. Which, bless TikTok, they've added captions. So now I don't have to caption the TikToks and time them out and type them out. I can just put the automatic caption on them and fix them. I didn't know they could do that with our first video, but whatever. I made a couple of TikToks for our High School Musical 2 episode. Our episode last week, our Drunk Disneys. Our Drunk Disneys always go over pretty well because I think you guys just like hearing us be drunk.
Yeah.
Martha, the queen herself, commented on our TikTok. And I think that is like the highlight of Popcorn Chat so far.
Yeah, this is definitely like the biggest moment ever. If you don't know who Martha is,
I don't.
KYS. No, I'm just kidding. No, but she's the one who's like, I like to pop and lock and jam and break. It's her. She saw, and she's prominent on TikTok because she does like dance videos and stuff. But she saw our High School Musical 2 TikTok and she commented, I quote, "I'm dead."
Skull emoji.
Skull emoji. So we're inviting her on the pod. Martha Casey Stroh. Is that her name? Stroh. Casey Stroh. Stroh. If you're listening and you want to come on the pod, come on down. Here's the thing. We knew this day would come. Did we not? How many times have we talked
we said about who can we get from the Disney Channel?
Yeah, but also just like the odds that someone from there is going to see and listen.
Something.
We knew this day would come. We thought it was going to be
Keely Williams,
maybe, or the girl who plays Monique Coleman.
The girl who plays Monique Coleman? You mean Monique Coleman, the girl who plays Taylor McKessie?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Monique Coleman who plays Taylor.
Yeah.
Today was the day Michaela called me. I was at work, but I still answered because I will always
Important
answer.
moment.
And she says, "Bitch, this is not a drill. Martha just liked our TikTok." I was kind of shocked. Like, I didn't have much of a reaction because I was just like, oh, wow, good news. And then it, like, hit me later. I was like, oh, my God, that's, like, a famous person.
Yeah, that's what we've, like, waited for.
Yeah, that, like, recognition. That's freaking wild, man.
And, like, we always talk about our dream guests on here, where it's, like, obviously Katie wants to interview, like, Saoirse Ronan someday, or I want to interview, like, Shailene Woodley someday. But you know what we, like, really want for the pod more than anything is someone from Disney Channel.
Yeah.
One of our Disney Channel OG movies from when we were kids.
The best of the best would be to, like, get them drunk, too.
Yeah.
And we all, like, talk together, or not even get them drunk, but, like, we sip on drinks together. And I would just love to have her on. So, guys, blow her up and tell her to come on Popcorn Chats, please, because she knows who we are, sort of. Not really. She probably just saw that TikTok and was like, haha.
Kept going.
Yeah.
Casey, we don't have funds to offer you.
But we do have fun.
But we do have fun. We don't have funds, but we do have fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the good news. I saw that today in the middle of work, and thank God I work from home because I screamed.
I would scream as well. Now, a word from our sponsors. Do you miss being swaddled? Do you wish that you could be wrapped up like a burrito every night? And do you feel judged by the world and society for not allowing you to pursue your swaddled endeavors because you're an adult and you're not allowed to be swaddled anymore? Well, look no further. Michaela and I are coming out with our own adult swaddle line called Gobble Me Swaddle Me. Patent pending. And we're also going to have for kids too, and it's going to be called Bottle Me Swaddle Me.
But the adult market is where we're really trying to hit.
Yes.
Okay. Shark Tank, we will see you soon.
Yep.
We just go in gobbledy swaddly. We have no pictures, no presentation, no numbers. Just be like, so, balls in your court. Who wants to invest?
No, but yes, patent pending. We're coming out with our own adult swaddle line because it's like a weighted blanket, but taking it a step further.
But like you're all swaddled.
You're swaddled. You're in a cocoon. It's great for camping. It's great for just anxiety in general, just being like held closely. It'll take you back to like
infantry,
subconscious infantry comfort.
Infantry, or is it infancy? Infancy. My bad.
Infantry. I think the war.
That's what I was just thinking. It's the war.
Gobble me, swaddle me. Yeah, Mikhail and I come up with some really, really good business ideas. Clearly, everything on this podcast we've come up with together. Drunk Disney was like a genius idea, clearly.
Yeah. And
this is just another one of those ideas. So again, if you guys are interested in adult swaddle wear, let us know. And maybe
Gucci, you want to collab?
Yeah,
let us know.
I think Megan Thee Stallion, if she wants to like be the spokeswoman, her and Cardi B swaddled.
Can you imagine her endorsing us on her Instagram?
Yeah, they're both just like, gobble me, swaddle me.
That's, oh my god.
Yeah.
I just have so many visions of where we can take this company.
Yeah, me too. Different designs, different sayings on them. Cool, like some of them are cooling, some of them are weighted.
I think we can really make this work.
Yes. Anyways, is there anything else to check in about?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't. Let's get into the app.
We're gonna say she's been in like almost 30 plus movies, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, here's the thing.
She's had a vast career.
Lindsay Lohan was considered an entertainment industry veteran before she was even in The Parent Trap.
How?
Sis can go off because she was at a very young age. I believe at the age of 3, she was signed to Ford Modeling Agency.
Wow.
Yes, and she was in a ton of, like, I want to say it's some crazy number. She was in hundreds of ads for, like, print ads for, like, everything. And then she really wanted to get into commercials. And she was always really hard on herself, which, like, here's the beginning of the end, really. She wanted to be, like, on TV and be on screen.
Yeah.
And so she started auditioning for commercials, and Ford was trying to get her into commercials, and she wasn't booking anything. And then she finally got a Jell-O ad with Bill Cosby. Tragic.
Stonks.
At the time, that was a very big deal.
Yeah.
And then she got a part on a soap opera, and she was on that for a year before she auditioned for The Parent Trap.
Can I just pause for a second? Soap operas are like next level. I feel like they get a bad rap, you know, of being like campy and kind of like over the top and ridiculous. Soap operas are insane. Like the filming schedule, the amount of dialogue they have to do. Like there have been so many soap opera stars on The Real Housewives. And one of them, she was Emmy nominated, whatever, and I think she was on The Bold and the Beautiful. Denise Richards is on The Bold and the Beautiful. Anyways, she has to learn like 30 pages of dialogue every single day, and they shoot like 10 episodes a week. Like they shoot so much, and they only do like a few takes of each thing because they have to make it through stuff. You have to know your stuff. So I think soap opera acting deserves more credit than I think like it normally gets.
Well, a lot of people, really prominent people, have gotten their start on soap operas as well, particularly like children. It's either like sitcoms or soap operas that a lot of them start on. And one of the lead on the soap opera has said that like Lindsay was not like a child to work with. She was like a coworker. Like she was easy to play off of, and there would be times where the dialogue wasn't working, and they would be like, well, what would you say back to this adult? And she would say it, and they would keep it in the show. Like, she just was a natural talent. Something about her looks, too. She just, like, popped off the page or the screen. And she became very successful very
Well, I mean, she was
quickly.
an adorable kid.
Yes. Yep.
So.
And there weren't many redheads at the time, like, in the public eye. like natural redheads. And I believe Ford didn't even have any redheads signed with them before Lindsay.
I used to want red hair because of her.
Yeah.
After seeing her be fully loaded when I was younger, I wanted
her
the
hair
red
in
hair.
that is fucking prime.
It is. Like, I think it looks the best out of her whole career.
You're correct. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that take. She lived in New York at the time. She was going to public school and doing these like modeling and then eventually like acting gigs. And once she was on the show, the soap opera, she was still going to school. And even after she did The Parent Trap, she went back to school full time. And when she was doing The Parent Trap, she was doing school and playing 2 roles at once. She didn't want anybody to know that she was in The Parent Trap. So she had this struggle right from the beginning of
she had a double life.
She really did. She got bullied a lot at school. You know, people like made fun of her for being on a soap opera, like an adult show that was kind of like...
Joke's on you, little bully. She was making a paycheck.
Right, but like she didn't fit in. She didn't really have any friends. Like she couldn't make connections at school because she was leaving school early a lot. And like, she just wanted to be a normal kid, but she also really wanted to be good at what she was doing. Mm-hmm. So it was like hard. And I can imagine that it felt very lonely at times when she got The Parent Trap. First of all, they auditioned like 3,000 girls.
That's insane.
At the beginning. And they whittled it down.
They chose the right one.
To her. The Disney company had a huge undertaking on their hands to find a girl that could play, a young girl that could play an American girl and a British girl. She's in every scene. On certain shooting days, she had to switch seamlessly between Hallie and Annie. She was on the call sheet like every day.
That's even a lot to ask like an adult actor to do. To go back and forth between the 2 characters.
Yeah.
And 2 accents.
No.
Like, there have been other people who've played 2 characters in something, but they don't have an accent.
For such a young girl, she made Hallie and Annie so distinct from each other. I sound like a crazy person talking about The Parent Trap like this,
but she carries the film.
She carries the entire film. She's the heart of the film. If you don't buy the 2 main characters that she plays, you're screwed.
Yeah. And does it sound weird to say that she has chemistry with herself?
That's interesting. So they had obviously like doubles for her to like talk to and play off of.
Because she
must have had chemistry with those people.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or the director was
because you just like buy into their like the sisters' relationship.
Yes. Yeah.
And friendship. And like enemies at the start.
Mm-hmm.
How old was she when she did that? Do you know?
I want to say 8 or 9. That came out in 1998. She was born in 86. So, yeah. 8. Crazy.
You know what we were doing at 8?
Watching The Parent Trap.
Yeah. I was breaking arms, doing ballet class, for being horrible.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
You know, she's working alongside Dennis Quaid and her name's escaping me. R.I.P. She died on a bunny hill. Didn't die on the bunny hill, but she rocked her shit on a bunny hill and then passed away later.
Skiing?
Yeah.
I've never been skiing before, and I don't think it's for me.
Rest in peace. Anyways.
Do you want me to look her name up?
Natasha Richardson. Yes. Rest in peace, ma'am.
Meredith Blake. I want you on the pod. Meredith Blake is an icon. And you know what?
Loved her.
She knows the room because she understands it. When on Twitter, when people bring up shit with Meredith Blake, she's always like commenting and in the mix with it.
Yeah.
She knows the assignment.
She really does. That's
she's
an
like
iconic
Coach Bolton.
Villain.
She's like Coach Bolton. She knows her role in everyone's childhood.
She is the type of actress that's like, you were perfect for that part.
Yeah.
Thank you, next.
Yeah.
Like, you're good.
You are Meredith Blake.
You are Meredith Blake.
Thank you.
She's perfect. I love her. She is like my favorite Disney villain now that I think about it.
And you know, like, can I blame Meredith?
No.
Like,
Meredith,
I'm kind of on your side.
I'm on her side too. She's 26. Do you remember when Hallie / Annie's like, how old are you again? 26.
I want to find myself a Dennis Quaid. Preferably with no children, but that owns not a winery.
Vineyard.
A vineyard.
Hell yeah.
Straight vibing.
He could own a fucking potato farm.
Yeah.
He could own, I don't know. That is quite
I mean, I'd prefer a vineyard. That'd be vibes.
Mm-hmm. When he like takes Natasha Richardson down to the cellar and he's like showing her all the aged wine, and then he kept the bottle from there, like.
And then I'd be like, joke's on you, I only drink Moscato, but thank you. Make me the best Moscato.
River Gold.
River Gold. Actually, well, River Gold, yes, that's my second favorite. My parents got me a whole case today.
Of River Gold?
No, from Baraboo Bluff of the Tropic State of Mind one.
Oh my god.
It's my favorite. It's so hard to get out there. It's like almost an hour away and it doesn't sell anywhere around here. So I was like, I might as well stock up. And then you got a 20% discount if you bought a case.
Fuck yeah.
So anyways,
for you.
We should do a whole episode on the Parent Trap.
We really should. One last thing about this whole situation. It's kind of fucked because poor Miss Lindsay was having trouble at home during the shooting, and shortly after this film was like shot, her mom and dad were going through a messy breakup. The cops were called to their home a lot because they were like verbally arguing to the point where people could hear. So to be in a movie about getting your parents back together, I can't imagine.
No.
She's dealing with people at school not liking her because she is leaving all the time. They're jealous. She's playing 2 roles and doing school at the same time, and she's dealing with this home stuff, beginning of trauma.
And also too, she's just having to be an adult already when you're supposed to have no responsibilities. So when your parents are going through this, and I can't imagine that they didn't put any pressure on her whatsoever of being like, you better get to work. Like, who knows what they were telling her in regards to like money, especially if they were going to be going into a divorce. Like, she probably just had so much pressure on herself at such a young age.
Yeah.
And I just don't think we can ever be surprised when child stars sometimes turn out the way that they do. Because it's like, do you think about what they go through when they are actual children?
Yeah.
And how that fucks them up?
Yeah. Well, even just being like a normal person, everybody goes through a rough period.
Yeah.
Like everybody goes through a hard time, but these people who grow up in the public eye can't have a bad moment. But there's not a single person who has like gone through life without fucking up at some point, or like their trauma kind of like rears its head and fucks up their life a little bit. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But anyways.
Like, you wouldn't want everyone watching you as you're growing up.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have wanted that.
No.
Like, I think the idea of being like, oh, look at these kids, they have it all and they're growing up with it all. It's like, okay, but that doesn't come with no strings or with no trauma attached to it.
You know, we have child labor laws in this country, but then that doesn't apply to children who are in the entertainment industry.
I mean, it does. I mean, technically, like, legally, yes, it does. But, like, do they always follow that?
Right.
No.
Well, they are working, and they're working very hard. Like, film sets, it's not a walk in the park. I think a lot of people believe it is. Actually, there was a kid in the movie that I worked on, and he was so excited, and, like, he's gonna be in a movie, and all pumped at the start. By the end, he was done. Mm-hmm. He was like, fuck this, hate this. He was burnt out. Everybody wants to be a movie star when they're young.
Yeah.
But then when you're in the situation and you're asked to do it over and over and over again, you don't realize as a kid, obviously, what all goes into making a movie. And it's not as...
And there's a lot of, like, sitting around and waiting.
Yep.
That's not just like boom, 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 boom.
So after The Parent Trap, that movie did very well. She signed a 2-film contract with Disney, and it was a made-for-TV film, so she did Life Size and with Tyra Banks.
Shine far, be a star. I'm Eve.
Such a good one.
I mean, again, you're working with like one of the world's biggest supermodels. That's a great movie.
I like that one.
Yeah.
A lot.
I feel like I forget about it a lot.
Me too.
And then whenever someone brings it up, I'm like, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
But it never like lives in the back of my head.
And then she did get a clue. And then after that, she's like, I want to be a normal kid. And her mom like yanked her out of the industry and let her just be a teen for a bit. And then, bless up, somebody sent her the script to Freaky Motherfucking Friday.
She was like, JK, I'm back in this.
So you know how in the Jennifer Lawrence episode we did, like, this movie really accelerated her career, this one, like, kept it going or whatever?
I think The Parent Trap and Freaky Friday are it.
I think Lindsay has 3 films.
Okay.
Parent Trap, Freaky Friday, Mean Girls.
Oh, Mean Girls, yeah.
Parent Trap was obviously like the beginning and showed that she is a talented young actress who is very likable. Freaky Friday was like, okay, she again can play like a very complex role, you know, where she's having to act like an adult trapped inside a teenager's body. And then Mean Girls was like, okay, she's hot, like she, you know, is kind of like
grown up a
girl.
bit.
She's very intriguing. Another thing that Freaky Friday did for her career going back is like the music thing, and it showed that she can sing. And Lindsay always wanted to be a singer.
Her song Rumors is
Iconic.
It's so good, and it holds up.
You know,
It's
you and I were
still
talking, was that on the pod that you and I were talking about? The fact that every single female singer has a song like that.
Yeah.
What are we doing as a society, y'all? Miley Cyrus has Fly on the Wall.
Mm-hmm.
And Can't Be Tamed is also kind of like that. Lindsay has Rumors.
Demi Lovato has La La Land.
Yes.
Just why? And everyone's
Leave
like,
them alone. Period.
That Leave Britney Alone guy was onto something.
He was.
First of all, how do you know all of that? Is that from like, did you just read like the Wikipedia, or did you like watch something?
Yeah, I've been watching some documentaries about Lindsay. There is a full docu-series on the Oprah Winfrey Network that I wasn't able to access.
Oh.
But there's a ton of Lindsay Lohan documentaries that you can just access for free on YouTube. Her story is like so well known.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody knows like her iconic movies and then her downfall and everything. Her downfall, I say in quotes. It's not her fault. And it's really upsetting when you think about everything that went into it. Even like the situation, I don't know if you guys know this, and I don't know if you know this, I think you know this. Her and Hilary Duff had like a feud that was very much
Hollywood driven.
Yes, very much like overblown by the media. And just all these like other things where they like push the narrative about her, and it's like everybody loves you and then you do something and everybody hates you. It's just like
you can't do anything right.
No, and the media is always in control. The media is just trying to get that check, and when you're somebody as prominent as Lindsay Lohan and you're like the good girl, everybody loves you, Lindsay Lohan, and you get a DUI, like that's gonna be blown out of fucking proportion. Like Lindsay Lohan and you go to rehab, that's a huge story that's gonna make so many people so much money.
Yeah.
And we've seen it time and time again with Demi Lovato, with Miley Cyrus, and even further back to Judy Garland. Like, it keeps happening, and it's like, when are we gonna stop blaming these young people and start holding the media accountable?
Well, and also society just as a whole, without a doubt, always turns on every single prominent female. Like, they go through a period of people like really loving them, really vibing with them, and then sometimes for a reason and sometimes for no reason, turn on them. And we've talked about that before, that it's like, I'm just waiting for the day that like that happens to Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like right now, like everyone loves her so much that I'm just waiting for that turn to happen. Like Taylor Swift had that happen to her, and now I'm looking at like Olivia Rodrigo, and I'm like, you know, her time is going to come at some point. It's like, why do we have to look at the like teenagers or like young women in the industry and just know that like, oh, at some point everyone's going to hate her, and then she's going to have her comeback, and then she's going to be like a Hallmark Channel actress and like retire, you know? Like, why don't men go through that same cycle? I mean, we know
unless they like have their Me Too thing, but then it's like, oh, women are just doing, like, it's always the women's fault. Like, when men get Me Too'd, I hate that term, but like, I'm just saying it for lack of a better word in quotes. When men get Me Too'd, it's always like, well, the women are just doing that for attention or to like bring him down. It's never like, oh, maybe he did do that. Whereas when women get accused of something or like labeled as an addict or a whore or a cheater, like Miley Cyrus was with her and Liam Hemsworth, like, it's immediately like, yep, that's true. It's fucked. If you're a young addict, you need help. You don't need to be exploited by the media. You don't need to be a punchline. She's been a punchline for so long because of the mistakes that she made. Yeah.
It's like there are tons of people that we know that have made mistakes. Even like Katie and I have made mistakes. And it's like, but that's not focused on because we aren't like famous. And I get it that when you're famous, you're putting your life out there and that everything is amplified. But also like, this is her job.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can't have a bad moment.
And also it's not like she was 3 years old and was like demanding and going to auditions by herself.
Right.
Like, she didn't really get herself into this.
No.
And yes, you could be like, she could walk away at any point. How do you know that? When that's all that you know at that point, and you don't have friends outside of the industry, you're just gonna like leave everything, everything you've ever known since you were fucking 3 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and that's also not even fair to say, because before The Parent Trap came out, she was trying to go back to school. and she didn't want anybody to know about The Parent Trap. And then once it started being promoted, and then when it came out, it was super successful. There was no going back after that point. And people told her, the director, I want to say, or somebody working on The Parent Trap was like, your life is going to change forever because of this film. And she was kind of like, I hope that I can just stay a normal kid and do what I love at the same time. But after The Parent Trap came out, there was just no chance of that. No way.
But what was she gonna do? Like, go to college and then start working, like, in a corporate office at that point?
Yeah. We need to do a whole episode about Freaky Friday. It's a long time coming.
We have a nostalgia series we're gonna start, and that's on there.
Yeah. The things I'll say about that is that Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan had a very strong bond. So I think that's why the movie turned out so well. And I think Lindsay obviously did a really great job. That film holds up. It has an 87% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And I think that rating should be higher. But for a Disney movie being 87% and not a Pixar movie, that's pretty damn good. In my mind, it's a perfect film.
I was going to say, it's pretty much perfect across the board, too.
There's, like, not a thing I would change.
No. Except I would have released that full album on, like, released that full-length song on Spotify.
Yeah. Another thing about Freaky Friday, this is where the Hilary Duff drama comes in. Lindsay and Aaron Carter started dating, sort of. They were like, that was like Lindsay's first real boyfriend, basically. They started seeing each other. There was like a premiere or something where he ended up showing up with Hilary Duff.
And then somehow they made it between the two women.
Yes.
Or two girls at this point. Two girls at this point.
The media took that and ran with it, and they were like, Hilary steals Lindsay's man, whatever. Then the Freaky Friday premiere happens, and Lindsay goes stag, and Chad Michael Murray, Lindsay's co-star, shows up with none other than Hilary Duff as his date.
Chad, you little shit stir.
Chad Michael Murray has always been shady.
Yeah, he has.
He did our Miss Sophia Bush.
Yeah, so dirty. We'll never forgive you.
No, never to be forgiven. That aside.
Wait, did a Cinderella story come out at the same time as this? Is that why he brought Hilary Duff?
They were filming. Cinderella story. So in his defense, he was like, oh, I was just trying to get to know my co-star, but like...
Fair, but you know what you were doing, Chad.
He did, and he knew it was going to be press that wouldn't impact him.
Chad, never trust someone with 3 names.
Right. It would definitely be like, oh, Chad Michael Murray, but focused on the feud between the two girls at the time. So then they were like, Hilary has taken so much from Lindsay and all this shit. Teenage drama queen is in the works, right? And who are they considering for the role? Someone who can act and sing. Hilary Duff. Lindsay fucking slides in and steals that shit, and because Lindsay really wants a music career. And she had Freaky Friday, and then people were like, oh shit, this girl can sing. And she had made an album that no one ended up picking up, unfortunately. They were like, we just don't see it. So then she was crushed. She's crushed. She's like, I can't have a music career, but then she had Freaky Friday.
This must have been before the, like, Disney machine of being like, we get these young girls, we get them in acting parts, you automatically get a music career. You can sing or not, you get them a music career.
Yeah, that was definitely before that.
Because now,
Freaky Friday wasn't a Disney Channel movie, it was just a Disney movie.
Because now, like, there would be no question. They'd be like, give her songs left and right.
Oh, yeah. And she had to, like, learn guitar and stuff for Freaky Friday, so it just all, like, snowballed into a music career, and then she got Teenage Drama Queen over Hilary Duff. The two of them have both said, like, we don't hate each other. Even during the time where they were feuding, I say in quotes, they both were like, we're not.
Yeah.
But the media still was, like, blowing it out of proportion.
Yeah. That's like Shawn Johnson and Nastia Liukin, the two gymnasts. They were always like first and second in everything. And people were always like, they hate each other behind the scenes. There's no way that they're actually friends. And they were always like, we're literally best friends.
Yeah.
And people just constantly wanted them to like beef. And they're like, that's not going to happen. People were like, well, we don't really buy that. Like, that's fake, whatever. Nastia is like Shawn Johnson's godmother. It's like, they just, like, women can be friends just because you're in the same industry and competing for things doesn't mean that you automatically hate the other person and like
why are you always like pitting women against each other?
Misogyny.
True. It all started with like Aaron Carter fighting for this man, which like it was both of their first boyfriends basically.
Let's be real,
so get over it.
You're fighting for Aaron Carter.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
No, just let it go and move on. Mm-hmm. Why don't we talk about the fact that Aaron Carter didn't deserve either of them? Both of them were way out of his league.
Yes,
and he wouldn't stand a chance if he wasn't like a pop star.
Now that's a take. Hillary, Lindsay, you're better off.
Yeah, date each other. Should I talk about my personal experience with Lindsay?
Sure.
Okay. So, Michaela did ask, how do you know all this? Why are you so obsessed with Lindsay Lohan?
I didn't ask why are you so obsessed. I know why you are, but I didn't want to know. Because you sounded like you were like you had a teleprompter. Like you were ready to go with these facts.
I was ready to go. Last night I was watching this documentary, but I am very fascinated with Lindsay Lohan. And I used to be obsessed with her. I don't think you guys like really understand the full extent. So I remember as a youngin', before flat screen TVs were a thing, I remember watching Parent Trap on the little box in my parents' living room. And I remember, to this day, turning to my parents and being like, I'm going to marry her someday. I'm going to marry that woman someday.
Your parents should have known.
They should have, but they didn't. And my dad said, you can't. That's illegal. Women can't marry other women. So that was the start of my trauma. No, but like genuinely, I think Lindsay Lohan was my first real celebrity crush.
Yeah.
Like for real. And I just wanted to be like her and I wanted to be like her friend and just it was so confusing as a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
But she means a lot to me, like really. And I've said before on this podcast that I'm always drawn to the women who kind of like crash and burn in the industry.
Yeah.
But listen, 4 out of 5 of them do. You're fans of one of them as a kid, odds are they're gonna like have their crash and burn moment that the media makes more dramatic than it actually is.
Yeah. Very few make it out unscathed.
Yes. And I will not apologize for my Lindsay Lohan love. And I still love her to this day.
She really is an icon.
She is. She paved the way for so many things. She worked her ass off starting at age 8. The Parent Trap. She is, I mean, Freaky Friday is an iconic film, but Mean Girls, society-wise, for us, we would pick Freaky Friday any day. But Mean Girls, society-wise, so quotable.
Yeah. It got made into a fucking musical. A Broadway musical.
Yeah, people still love this movie. It's like a cult phenomenon.
It really is. I think it is like a cult classic film. Like it's going to hold up over time. You know that like even 20 years from now, people are going to look back and still like remember Mean Girls and like will still watch Mean Girls. It'll be like the cool thing to do for younger generations. You know how like the Breakfast Club is like, oh, you're so cool and different. If you watch the Breakfast Club when you're our age, it's going to be that with Mean Girls.
Yeah.
And it holds up. It's a good movie.
Yeah, she originally auditioned for Regina George. Don't know if you know that.
I can't see it.
I can't either, but she was like, I'm always the nice girl. Yeah. I want to be the mean girl.
The mean girl's more fun.
The Mean Girl is more fun. I think Rachel McAdams kills it, though. I can't see anybody else as Regina other than her, but I would like to see an alternate universe where Lindsay Lohan plays Regina George.
And then does Rachel McAdams play Katie Heron?
I don't know. That would be so weird.
Yeah.
I would just like to see Lindsay be a mean girl because she never really played one.
Yeah. And I think she'd be a good mean girl. I want to talk about Her Be Fully Loaded quick because I remember seeing that movie and one, just wanting her hair and thinking she was so pretty and like I just wanted to look like her. And 2, I remember thinking that she was just like so cool in that because, you know, she's like the tomboy who like races cars and like she's like the not like other girls girl, you know? Yeah. And everyone thought she was like so cool and everyone would like cheer for her at the races. And I just wanted to be like her. And I remember being like, I want to be a driver. That's stupid, but I think because my family
was really into NASCAR.
Yeah, and they still are. My family's worked in racing over the years. That's how my parents met and and have just been involved in racing since before I was even born and stuff, going back a few generations. So like watching that, I was like, that could be me.
Yeah.
I have too much road rage and too much anxiety to be a race car driver, but that was like a self-insert character for me.
Yeah.
And I would still dye my hair that shade of red.
You and I are both very drawn to hair.
We are.
Did I tell you that there was a girl at the wedding that I was at that looked exactly like Dakota Johnson?
No. Did she, like, have her hair?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
And I was like,
I'm
did people
so
tell...
jealous.
I went up to her. She was another bridal attendant. I was like, did people tell you that you look like Dakota Johnson? And she was like, every day since I got bangs. And she's like, diehard Catholic. So I was like, oh, honey. She's like, yeah, it's like hard for me. And I'm like, honey, no.
That's a
flex. I said to her, I'm not even fucking kidding you. You can listen to my podcast for proof. Hair goals.
Hair fucking goals.
Yeah. I was like, do not take offense to that.
No.
Do not let your Catholic guilt take that away from you.
No.
Flex.
It is.
Flex. Dakota Johnson is a beautiful woman.
I would spend my life savings to have hair that looks like hers.
Me too.
Because it's like the bangs, the length, the color, the curls, everything. It's perfection.
You may call me Mrs. Gray. The hair in that moment is peak.
The third movie is a peak for her hair. The first movie, it's not it. The first movie is what my hair looks like. It's a little crusted.
The good sex makes her hair.
You could just see the progression of her glow.
What's that pyramid scheme? Monet. Fuck Monet. Next time one of the Monet, whatever. Next time one of those girls DMs you, just say, honey, all I need is some good dick BDSM. And my hair will look like Anastasia. Just kidding. Anastasia. But what's so funny is that night of the wedding, we all had alter ego drunk names. Mine was Snicks, obviously. And hers was Anastasia. But she didn't get drunk.
Of course you didn't.
I know.
Girl, if you look like that, don't waste it.
I know. I was like, throw it back. But I think she's waiting till marriage. Whatever.
That's a tragedy. But I mean, pop off. Whatever floats your boat.
Okay, so her Be Fully Loaded is the crux. So this is when her downfall, again, I say in quotes, began.
Wait, quick, we never talked about Get a Clue. Can I talk about that
for
a hot second? That movie traumatized me. I was so scared. Do you remember that one scene? It's like what started my fear of mirrors when I was younger. That one scene where she closes the door and there's a mirror on the back of the door and then that person is standing in the closet. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That... like,
spooky.
That scarred me. And I think that's why I've always hated scary movies ever since. Because, like, that, it really kicked it off for me.
The fucking Nokia. I love.
Can I admit something? I always thought it was Nanka.
Nanka?
Nanka. I don't know.
Nanka?
I always put another N in there. I don't know why.
Erase the I. She's gone.
Yeah. It was Nanka. Like Tonka trucks.
Don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm stupid. I have no explanation.
Oh, wow. The hair's kind of... Am I tweaking or is my hair kind of cute right
I think
now?
it looks kind of cool. All pulled over on the side like that. And it looks like you just blow dry it. Or you just got to blow out.
But in reality, I just wet it and then drove here with the windows down.
I mean, not
styling
ask.
technique.
Don't ask what you can do for the environment, but what the environment can do for you. Okay, sorry. I wanted to look up quick what her reality TV show was called because I remember one of my friends watched it and said that she was like the biggest diva on it, but like really what would you expect? Like she said diva in like a compliment of being like it's kind of what you would expect.
Yeah, and I think you got to play it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But her like docuseries on the Oprah Winfrey Network was kind of the same thing. I think she very much embraced her brand.
Mm-hmm. I think at that point you have to.
Mm-hmm. So her reality show, isn't she living in Mykonos now? Now she's like a mogul. She's like a business icon.
She is.
What does she have, like a bunch of companies or a bunch of resorts or something?
I think she does. Yeah, I think she does have companies, and I'm pretty sure she had like a fashion line for a while. And she really like branched out and became more of like a business woman as she got older. I think kind of like along the lines of like how Paris Hilton kind of did that as she got older, tried to reinvent her image a bit. And also her music. I wish that she would make music again. When's the last time that she made music, actually? Oh, she came out with this song in 2020.
Back to me. Yeah. Okay.
This isn't that bad.
I mean, like,
it's no rumors.
She's
but
a good singer still.
She is.
Wow.
Okay, no rumors, but I mean, it's hard to top rumors. I just think that's such an iconic song.
Yeah.
And her shirt in that, she looks so hot in that music video too. Besides Freaky Friday, what's your favorite Lindsay movie?
I'm gonna have to go with Parent Trap.
I agree.
It's just great. I mean, like, as a kid, Parent Trap and Freaky Friday were on constant rotation in my house. Both just so good. And they're both good because of her. I mean, Freaky Friday is good because of her and Jamie Lee, but, like...
Yeah. I do have to say, Freaky Friday, I think Jamie Lee, like, is my favorite in that.
But that's because of the way she's
the more
playing
fun.
the teenager.
Yeah.
But I think, too, Lindsay, like, she goes head-to-head with her.
What would you like to see for Lindsay in the future?
I guess, like, her tell-all moment was the Oprah Winfrey thing, but I don't feel satisfied by that. I would really like to see her, I don't know, like, have a comeback, play something similar to what Jamie Lee did in Freaky Friday, like, in her adult age. I would like to... Or just have, like, an expose on the fucking media. Or have her start mentoring, like, young people coming up in the industry. Maybe she has a series where she goes and talks to young people or does something about the media situation where not that it's her responsibility to do something about it, but like, I don't know.
I wouldn't blame her if she never wanted to do something in the entertainment industry again. Just wanted to live her life.
Yeah. Would you want to see anything?
No, not anything different. I think if she ever wanted to do something again, I'd pretty much automatically watch whatever she was in.
Yeah.
I also feel like satisfied, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything more that I want to see from her.
What I think would be very cool. Lindsay, Hillary, Miley, Demi, they all get together and do like a tell-all together about the industry. Great. And they share their shared experiences and like, well, that's really fucked up because the same thing happened to me. I would pay top dollar for it.
Okay, you're so
like
right.
A red table talk with all of them.
Yes.
Just like a round table where they all get together and talk.
Yeah. I want to hear everything.
Me too. I wonder if they have to like sign NDAs. Like I
bet on
if
some
Disney
stuff they
pays
have
them like every 10 years or something to just like not talk about shit.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Things.
But I almost wonder at some point, like Miley Cyrus does not need more money.
No.
That I almost wonder either what price they would have to offer or what other blackmail they would have to use to keep someone quiet at that point when they're like
also
so
like
famous and don't need
defamation
it.
Too, like defamation laws making a brand look bad, they can sue you then.
Yeah, and you don't want to go up against Disney.
No.
Like one of the biggest corporations in the world.
But the commonality between all of those people is Disney. I wish we would all just stop caring and start making shit like that. Like we're on a floating rock.
What's the point?
What's the point? Just tell us what happened at the Disney Channel.
Yeah. I want Vanessa Hudgens in on that too.
Yep. Throw Ashley Tisdale in there.
Yeah.
Fucking Selena Gomez, Bridget Mendler. I mean.
I want Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato to sit down because I want to hear all the tea.
Yep. Raven.
Oh, yeah. Got Raven in there.
Even Allison Stoner.
Debbie Ryan. There's only room for one redhead in that room, and it's not Debbie Ryan.
No. I mean, that was sort of Lindsay's career in total, in full, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think we left anything out. We probably did. There's so much to the story of Miss Lindsay, but I think we...
But I mean, like, we focus on movies and TV, and that's what we focused on.
Yeah,
so
we did the gist. I think y'all probably learned something.
Next week, we'll be here with Fast and Furious 9. Some tea that I want the news on. Michelle Rodriguez was not at the premiere, and I want to know why. Because I feel like, how was she not?
Yeah,
she's been in it since day one.
Maybe she had a prior engagement.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, no, she better make it until 10 because I swear if my girl Letty, something happens to her before. Her and Vin Diesel are like good friends, so I feel like it's not beef between them, but I just wonder like why she wasn't there.
Could have been like a family emergency or something.
I don't know. We'll be back with Fast 9 next week, and who the fuck knows after that?
Yeah.
And Martha, Casey.
Yeah,
please.
Casey Stroh, get your ass on the pod, girl.
On the pod.
Pop it, lock it on the pod.
Not a
Go, Martha. Go, Martha. Go, Martha.
Anyways.
Remember that part.
Yes. All right, anyways, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Love you, Lindsay. LYLAS.
LYLAS.